So welcome back, and let's jump into the next session of our training. We'll be looking at I hope you found the previous training helpful, and let's jump into the next session. We'll be able to look at some interesting facts about Facebook. Then once you're able to cover those facts, we're gonna be able to jump into the next session. But before we do that, probably just to be able to share my screen here once again. Yeah, there you go. So Facebook brief stream this, just give you a full view of the screen. Yeah, yeah. So there you go. And you probably know this. Mark Zuckerberg is a very knows about him. But interestingly, Facebook was started by Mark Zuckerberg with his college roommates at Harvard University. The roommates were Eduardo Saverin, Andrew McCollum, and Dustin Mosfitz, and Chris Hedges back in 2004. So actually, Facebook is now, I think, 15 years old. Maybe. Yeah, actually 15 years old. So you can be able to tell how fast a company can be able to grow. When I think about that, I'm actually speaking to a business because you may feel that, no, I have a small beginning, but look at the last 15 years. Actually, when I look at it, I have to think about what have I done in the last 15 years? Because it's a company which began from zero in a college room, and 15 years down the line, I mean, it has exploded. It has got over 2.3 billion users. So is it possible that your business cannot also be able to explode that way? Probably I'll also do motivational talk, but it's good to think about some of these things because they may mean everything to your business. So 15 years down the line, Facebook is now 138.4 billion worth. It is the world's largest social media platform. There's no other can assure you that. Facebook has got 2.23 billion active monthly users. This is according to data collected last year. So I don't know, but definitely, if this is true that 12 new profiles are created every second, and a half million comments are posted every minute, definitely that number is bigger than that. I mean, the truth is that if this is true, by the time we finish this recording, probably we would have maybe 10,000 profiles already created. So, I mean, this grows very fast. There are 1.15 billion mobile daily active users. For according to December 2016, that number has actually increased highly right now. If you look at the statistics, but tells you that this platform is growing. What could this mean to you? It means that it's an active platform, and that being active is very important because it means that if you're posting out your business there, people are going to be able to see that product. Now, 1.4 billion people on average log into Facebook daily and are considered daily active users. That is Facebook daily active users for June 2018, which represents an 11% increase year over. Now that means that every day more people are growing and more people into Facebook, they're logging in and checking. It's an active platform. So actually it's the best place to be able to market your business. On average, the like and share button are viewed across almost 10 million websites daily. And that's very powerful. That's a like and share button. Just going through the introduction. Ages 25 to 34, that is at 29.7% of users is the most common age demographic. Yeah, basically. And this is a prime demographic, target graphic for most businesses, marketing efforts, and you have the chance to engage these key consumers on Facebook. So that means that between 25 and 34, depending on the product, these are people who are most active. But then, as you shall be seeing in the campaigns, it comes to a time where you have to test and find out who is more interested in your product. Don't work on assumptions. So I think that's quite important. Highest traffic occurs midweek between 1 and 3 p.m. On other note, a Facebook post at 1 p.m. will result in more clicks on average than posting at 8 p.m. And you have to think about when it comes to posting, what time are you doing a post? Because there's no need of doing a post which no one is going to be able to engage with. On Thursdays and Fridays, engagement is 18% higher. That means that if you want to do post, do at a time when it's good to be able to reach people more. However, you find that when it comes to Facebook ads, because it's both organic and inorganic traffic. So when it comes to organic traffic, that's why you can be able to rely on this data. But then if you're running ads, probably cannot be able to maximize on the matrix, optimize on the matrix metrics available to make sure that you can be able to maximize on your ads. Now, uh, average time spent per Facebook visit is 48 minutes. Now that means that you could have a short time period to make impressions. So use it wisely with relevant, interesting, and unique posts and offers in order to get the most return on your efforts. So you just have to make sure that this time customers are on your page. The time customers on your page is very important. So make sure that you maximize that time. That's very key. All right. Every 6 seconds on Facebook, 510,000 comments are posted, 290 status are updated, and 136,000 photos are uploaded. I mean, this is a lot of engagement. And if people are doing this every minute, 510, if you think about that, that's a lot of engagement. Now that tells you that people are really on the platform, and they engage with the platform. They're doing something with the platform, and that's very important. Yeah, probably it's very important to just make sure that you make use of that data. So next thing, just right, just this maybe. Okay. So 4.75 billion pieces of content are shared daily as of May 2013, which is that was it's a long time ago. So that has really grown, and the traffic is massive on this platform. 50% of 18 to 24-year-olds go on Facebook when they wake up. Well, that's not a good habit, but it's for you as a marketer to find out how can you be able to use that data by making sure that you target that group of people. All right. So 1 in 5 page views in the United States occurs on Facebook. Uh, that means that your page has got tons of being viewed too. For 2% of marketers feel that Facebook is critical, important to their businesses. I mean, that's very key. 72 million links are shared every single day. This is a bit of statistics. 51% of fans are more likely to purchase from brands they like on Facebook. So they better make sure you like business on Facebook. I mean, your business has got likes. Facebook marketing has transformed how business is conducted, and it's used by local businesses to extend their market. It continues to explode. So the thing is that this is a platform which is one of the best places for you to be able to put your business out. If you're out there and you're not doing anything about this platform, I want to challenge you today. And actually want to thank you because of taking part in this class, being part of this training. That means that you're already committed, you're already interested in what you're doing. So I really hope that you're going to take action on this, because if your business is not on Facebook, then you're missing out on something. And that's why it's working, because probably the reason why you're watching these videos because you saw my post on social media and you're like, oh, okay, I want to go to this guy. And that's how you ended up being here. So the same could also be able to open your business. So you have to think about what are you doing to be able to make sure you can be able to grow your business. Probably I should be able to finish with this fact. How many, for example, why am I give you these statistics? I want to give you an analogy. If, for example, you're running on a brick and roll shop, yeah, whereby it's an office. How many customers are visiting your business every day? Now, assuming that your customers, the number of your customers increase, for example, I'm able to do a bit of math here. Just picking this. All right. So, probably should take a bit down here. Let's assume that every day you're getting like 10 customers, or you've got 10 walking customers, and every customer walks into your shop, probably spends 1,000 shillings, or whatever amount. Yeah. So that means that at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you'll be able to make in total. Just make sure that, yeah. Right, so let's see this. So at the end of the day, you'll be able to make, okay, you know the math, just want to make sure that my illustration works out well for you. Okay, so let's pick this. So at the end of the day, you find that if you've got 10 customers working in every day, and each customer is able to spend 1,000 shillings, at the end of the day, you'll be able to make how much money? That's 10,000, you know, that's 10,000. So if this amount of money you're making now, and you're in a town, the only way you can be able to increase this amount is probably multiply your marketing or open another shop. And that's the most difficult part of brick and roll shops, because most people, they prefer to open another branch. But allow me to show you another way in which you can be able to actually be able to grow your business. Basically, this is to do with changing the mindset. So I want us to do the maths once again, assuming that you can be able to use social media and actually be able to grow your business. So I'll just use the same example here. Probably pick this. So assuming that you see social media, you cannot be able to stay being the same location, paying the same amount of rent. You cannot be able to scale the business further using social media. So instead of having 10 customers, let's assume that you can be able to use this thing keeps escaping. I think it'll be right. Okay, I pick this one again. So assuming that you can be able to use social media to talk to people there, and instead of only having 10 customers walk-in, let's assume that you can be able to use social media to multiply that number from 10 to 100. And when these guys walk in, they'll still be able to spend the same 1,000. So if they spend the same 1,000, now, instead of making 10,000 by just investing in social media marketing, you realize that that number grows from 10,000 to how many? To 100,000. Now, you realize that in this case, you didn't have to open a new shop. You didn't have to open a new branch. What you're doing, you've just been able to grow your business from right where you are. And that's very important, because their costs which have remained constant. Rent does not increase. You're not employing anyone new unless you associate someone to be able to do marketing for you. So I think that's very important. And you can be able to scale this. The moment you know how to get the first client, you cannot be able to scale that, get 2 clients, 3 clients, 10 clients, 100 clients. And that time you can be able to grow all the way, and you can be able to use the same premises. And these are secrets people normally do when it comes to people using when it comes to e-courses and e-commerce. You cannot begin targeting other countries. If you're working with Kenya, you cannot be able to go to Uganda. You cannot go to the US. You can go to Canada. You can go to New Zealand. So you can be able to keep scaling and being able to reach more people. And that's why normally the brick and wall setting of businesses is slowly by slowly losing value, because you realize that if you're only depending on customers to walk into your shop and be able to spend money with you, the number of people who are into your business can only be that big, so and that's really a big drawback. But if you can be able to put your business online, you find that you cannot be able to grow. So this is very much limited, because there's geographic limitation, there's logistic and all those things. But once your business is online, people cannot be able to access it from anywhere in the world. And that's basically what you're going to be able to do in this training. Just trying to illustrate why I'm giving you this data. So that's the first part. The first part is being able to increase the number of people visiting your business. And the moment you're able to increase the number of people visiting your business, then it becomes even easier to be able to scale the income, as you've seen. I want to show you another statistic. Just let me jump once again to my illustrator just to make sure that you understand this. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see this. Let's see this. Okay. Mm, so, all right. So you have a new page. So to do, let's assume that this is something very important. I know most of you have probably used, I don't know how many of you, you're watching this and your business, so you have used channels like the TV, you use the radio, you know. Okay, it's a bit hard to write. Never mind about it. Okay, yeah. So should actually just be able to try radio. I think that can be able to be a bit easier. Yeah, most of you have probably used you know, the radio. I'm assuming this is the radio. Yeah, something like that. Something like that. You know? Never mind. Assuming this is the radio. You used to have one like that at home. So that's the radio. For example, this is the television. Others have probably be able to use the newspaper, right? You've used the newspaper to be able to market your business. And you know, the truth is that this channels work, similar to the newspaper. This channels work. This is newspaper. This is radio, and this is TV. So these channels probably work. But then you realize that the biggest part, or the biggest challenge of this marketing channels is you find that it's a bit hard to be able to track. Now, for example, assuming that you're running a ad through television and running this ad through prime time, and prime time is, of course, due time for news, you know, you can spend the amount of money you want to be able to spend. Now, the question I like asking is, how will you know who saw your ad? Uh, it's true that people are watching around that time, but then there are certain things you lose by not being able to, because you want to get, you know, this customers hedge of the people who saw your ad. You know, you want to know their hedge, you want to know location, you know, where they are living. Yeah, location, you know, location. You want to know their interests, you know, because right now marketing is tending more into how close can you be able to connect with your customers. So you want to know their interest. You also want to know their spending habits, you know, spending habits. You know, you want to know, are they married? Are they single? Are they divorced? No, all this data is very important because it helps you not to be able to make a decision. And unless you've got this data, unless you've got this data, unless you've got this data here, unless you've got this data, it becomes very hard for you to be able to know that who you're marketing to. And basically, this is the power of social media because you see Facebook, you cannot be able to target your customers, be able to know this customer lives here and has got this interest, you know, this they buy online, they are hedged this, they are friends with someone who has got 3 kids, you know. The more data you have, the more you can be able to get your customers. And that's why I was coming down here. Just need to share this screen. Yeah, I hope you find this helpful. So, all right, probably not this. Second, into prepare this presentation. Yeah, right there. So, it's about it's about okay, that. Yeah, it's about making sure that you cannot be able to come as close as possible to your customers. And unless you're able to do this, this means you're going to be able to miss out on your customers. And that's actually the essence of Facebook marketing because you are now able to to come as close as possible to your customers. You're not able to relate with them one on one. You're not able to they're able to feel that, hey, this person knows about us, this person cares about us. And the moment they're able to feel that, then they're now ready to be able to relate with you. So basically, you have to think about one word, if I could put it right, actually what we call tracking. Because if you can't be able to track your visitors, tracking, basically, tracking. If there's one word you're supposed to think about is tracking, and it's not just tracking, the other things which I would call retargeting, uh, retargeting. All right, there you go. Yeah, retargeting. Re retargeting. Yeah, something like that. Retargeting. So unless you're able to retarget your customers, you're able to track them. You know, people don't normally buy the first time. So this data becomes very important for you to be able to make sure that you're able to track your customers, you're able to target them, you're able to show them ads which are related to them as much as possible. So I think that's basically it. That was just changing your mindset and let you know what is important to use social media. And basically, after this, you're going to be jumping into Facebook marketing and to be able to look at what are the things you're supposed to do, you know, and as you look at the things you're supposed to do, you'll also be able to see if you really enjoyed that. So after that, we'll be jumping into Facebook marketing. Look at the introduction. Look at the Facebook, Facebook. Um, what is this word? Vocabulary. No, sometimes this thing just disappear. So Facebook vocabulary. Then you'll now be able to delve further and further. So in case you've got any questions, I'll be very happy to be able to hear your thoughts. I'll be very happy to be able to answer. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining us, and I'll see you in the next